Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. Hunter McCullough, I'm Ryan Half. Appreciate you joining us as we end out our week here. I'm kind of dressed like, and I feel like I should be handing out appetizers at a wedding.
Yeah, seriously. You should be working at Super One, I think. You should put the green apron on maybe? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, but I'm getting ready for the 4 p.m., so that's we're recording a little later than usual, so that's why, the shirt is not the usual shirt I'd wear for the show.
I feel underdressed. I feel like I should be wearing some kind of tuxedo or something like that.
This guy a bow tie.
You're right? Yeah, some kind of
good.
tie. Dang, I should slick my hair back more or something. I don't know. You're looking dapper, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hunter and I, too, spend most of our day doing a snowshoe hike at Kingsbury Falls for a future blindfold, so that was a whole lot of fun, too.
It was so much fun. It was a beautiful day. I'm a little sick still, so I got the heart pumping, and I think it felt good to be outdoors a little bit, you know?
Some fresh air and some, we record the show on Thursday, so some sunshine before what we were in store for, or what we're in store for at the time.
Seriously, absolutely insane. By the way, that shirt really accentuates your muscles very well. You're huge, man.
I appreciate it. It's also, I got this shirt like maybe, I don't know, in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it might be a little smaller
since then.
Yeah.
Nice. That's impressive, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you looking out for me. Well, for our viewers at home, you'll remember how we showed you that video the other day of McDonald's CEO trying their burger. A little awkward, trying out his new burger. Well, that video has certainly sparked a lot of hilarious ideas from folks on social media. They want CEOs of other companies to test out their products. So we had a couple like, I want the Planet Fitness CEO to try to cancel their membership, see how that goes. The one I thought maybe was the funniest was the Nature Valley bar. You trying that eat it at lunch without getting a billion crumbs on your desk. And then finally, those TJ Maxx or Marshalls stickers, trying to take those off their products.
Seriously, yeah, you got to scrape it and scratch it to get it off. I think a lot of CEOs would change their product if they actually tested it themselves. I don't know if they even care, though. Do they care?
I'm sure they probably get their product for free. Well, Planet Fitness, I'm sure they go for free. But
yes.
Yeah, Planet Fitness is impossible to cancel your membership. You have to go inside. Another one that I saw online, too, was trying to take the Kleenex CEO trying to take that first tissue out of the box.
Right? That's another one, yeah. Is it true you have to go inside to cancel your...
Yep, you can't do it.
Crazy.
You can't do it online.
You have to do face-to-face.
Face-to-face.
Boy, that's scary. That's daunting.
Tell them I don't want to be here anymore.
Wow, that's I tell my boss that every single day, but he doesn't listen to me. Just kidding. I love it here. Listen, coming up on today's show, an AI actress. I love my job, by the way. An AI actress is all the buzz before the Oscars weekend. But before that, we're deep in the snow. The Northern News Now archives here. What? Showing you a story from 1994. I wish I could read. Seeing students who aspired to be meteorologists back in 1994. Kind of crazy, you know?
I think they show a little George Kessler, too, for all the longtime Northland viewers. So we'll be sure to catch that. I believe they went out to Penn State University. Shout out to Tony Nargi.
Oh, that's really cool.
Back in the day.
Wait, are you saying our reporter went out to Penn State?
I got footage from Penn State.
I gotcha. Okay, that's really cool. I'm excited to see that package.
Me too. Well, hey, people from around Europe gathered to watch some racing in Finland. Not, cars or anything, but instead reindeer. We had Pom Pom the reindeer come out as champion after 3 days of reindeer races. So the head of the Reindeer Cup said the tradition actually dates back to the 1950s when, quote, men spent winters in the forest and there were no snowmobiles, so late in the winter, the reindeer were in great shape, so they just decided to start racing them.
Might as well. Why not, I guess? I like how the jockeys aren't on the reindeer. They get pulled behind the reindeer like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's got to be a little terrifying, too.
Seriously, yeah. I bet those hooves and those hind legs, very strong. You would not want to be caught in that range at all.
You're moving.
Yes.
You're moving fast.
Whoa.
Let's talk about another sport. Cricket could soon become a high school sport in the state of Minnesota. Lawmakers are pushing a bipartisan bill that would have the Minnesota State High School League add it as an official activity. And supporters say cricket is growing rapidly with about 3,000 players now active in the state. And the push comes as the sport gains momentum across the U.S., with cricket set to return to the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
I've never seen anybody play cricket around here or anything like that. That'd be a very cool blindfold, though, is learning, because there's a lot of rules to this game, right?
I know, obviously, a very popular worldwide sport.
Yes.
So, bringing it to Minnesota would be kind of cool, especially seeing in the Olympics and, cheering on Team USA. Be like, I don't know what's going on, but I want you guys to succeed.
Keep doing the thing. Hit the ball with the bat, whatever you're doing. It looks kind of like baseball. I don't know.
To me, with a lot of the winter sports that we saw, I was like, I think you're doing well. Keep it up.
Faster, maybe? Keep going faster? I don't know.
Yeah, hockey's straightforward. It's just like, get it in the net.
Yep, makes sense to us.
Well, hey, for frequent flyers out there, ever wonder what happens to lost luggage? Well, a new report from the store Unclaimed Baggage reveals what's showing up inside suitcases that never make it back to those owners. So the most common item found last year, T-shirts, more than 200,000 of them. Meanwhile, pants, jewelry, phones, and shoes also frequently discovered. But some unusual finds were a fully assembled robot, samurai swords, and even a meteorite. But the most valuable item, a pair of diamond earrings worth about $43,000.
Wow, I bet that owner is very angry that that suitcase didn't make it back to them.
I would be upset too, but I'm sure like if you're not necessarily looking for it, you might have a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a $43,000 pair of earrings, you're like, oh, I guess it's gone.
Right? He doesn't even care about it at all. Like, that person is filthy rich.
Drop
probably.
in the bucket.
So what do they sell it then after that, or what?
It sounds like it goes to that unclaimed baggage store, which I believe is in the South.
Wow.
And you can just buy people's unclaimed baggage.
So there's just what, $43,000 rings sitting there.
I'm not sure about that one, but maybe,
Interesting.
possibly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Might have to make our way down there. A popular pretzel brand is expanding into the snack mix aisle. Dots Pretzels is launching a new Dots original snack mix featuring its signature seasoned pretzels alongside other crunchy snacks. The mix includes mini pretzels, corn cereal, cheese seasoned pita chips, and garlic rye chips. It's rolling out to retailers nationwide, now in multiple bag sizes, Ryan.
Wow, how about that? They're going to be taking on Chex Mix,
Yes.
taking on Gardettos.
I love Dots, though. Dots are so good. And one of those things, though, that once you start eating them, you're going to have to either brush your teeth or put some gum in your mouth because it takes over the whole mouth, the whole scent.
The seasoning is there for a while.
Yes.
At Costco the other night, they were handing out Dots for samples, and they were closing up shop. So Mary and I got more than one sample.
Are you serious?
Yeah, big shout out to the workers there.
Just keep putting it in my mouth. Keep feeding me, please.
Fill the cart.
Yes.
Well, hey, coming up, a phone call connecting generations and meteorologists winding back the clock. We'll be back here on Northern Life.
Welcome back, folks. A payphone posted outside a coffee house at Boston University is bringing two unlikely groups together. The Call a Boomer phone booth aims to encourage Gen Z to pick up the phone and connect with a senior at a senior living community in Reno, Nevada. It's a social experiment that looks to combat loneliness between two of the most isolated age groups in the U.S. There is no cost to use the phones, and if no one picks up on the other end, callers can always leave a voicemail. That's a great idea, Ryan.
That's great. Gen Z getting to figure out what a phone booth is.
Right?
Yeah, that's also a great thing. I think that's the one thing I definitely want to figure out and be better at is to have conversations that go below the surface with a lot of people.
Yes.
I think I'm very good at saying, how's your day? Good. How are you doing? Good. And that kind of ends there. I think taking the time to dive deeper and to really figure out and meet more people and figure out what they're all about is something I want to improve on.
That's fantastic. And we've talked about this before in the show, talking with different age groups as well, and going deeper and learning and broadening yourself, learning more about the other person. And I mean, that's what this is all about. That's really, really cool right there.
If Hunter and I think Hunter is a part of Gen Z.
Yeah, I think
we're
so.
On the show, a lot of the times we go, oh, the Gen Z doing this and doing that, But if we talk to more Gen Z folks and figure out where they're coming from, especially, the older generation doing the same thing, it's important to bridge those gaps.
It's easy to isolate yourself and be like, it's just another group that's being crazy or whatever. But no, once you talk to people and figure out what they're all about, like you just said, it makes the world a better place.
I did see on a CBS morning show the other day, sadly, I think it was high school seniors, back in the 1970s, about 50% of them hung out with their friends after school. And now, like today, about 35% of them or so hang out with their friends all the time after school. So, we're all kind of living in our own bubbles, especially post-COVID. So it's important that we continue to come together.
I think a lot of it are these darn cell phones in our hands.
That too.
Probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
COVID did help, though.
Yeah,
it did not.
No.
Yeah. Let's get into a fun blast from the past on this Friday. Our evening director, Ryan Skorich, dug up a story from 1994 showing what it takes to become a TV meteorologist.
That's right, and believe it or not, no relation to Ryan Skorich, reporter Duke Skorich visited Penn State's meteorology department where students were practicing forecasting on camera.
We take you to Penn State, alma mater of George Kessler, which boasts the largest meteorology department in the country. For the most part, these guys all have the same goal. They want to be on TV.
Here, I have a feeling those will be pushing into our area for tomorrow. And, it just hits you right in the stomach, and you get like a sick feeling.
Kind of tough to watch, isn't it? But 3 minutes of ad-lib isn't easy. There's so much to remember, like east from west.
Out to the west, you can see another storm system. You can see another storm system moving in, and the cloud, and bringing more precipitation there. As we head in I guess, the forecast.
Television stations across America look to Penn State for graduates with just the right mix of weather knowledge, camera presence, and even a little humor.
You have rain in Texas. Some of those storms should be stopped.
Your best moments are when you make mistakes.
This story about Penn State students aired recently on NBC Nightside, and host Drew Levinson had a personal message for George.
Minnesota. We wish George Kessler a long and successful television career. May all his forecasts be correct.
It was like looking at Hunter during the 4 p.m., you know?
Recently, this week. Oh my gosh. Over here, where do I point? That brought me right back, though, seriously.
Yeah.
That first semester of school and learning just where to point, how to look at the TVs. It's funny. It's just all second nature now. But starting out with no experience whatsoever, you're going to mess up quite a bit.
Getting comfortable. I didn't necessarily think about that where obviously you're very intelligent and you know a lot about the weather, but then to combine that, of course.
I appreciate that.
Of course. You gave me the compliment to start the show. So
Yes!
Combining that with then being able to present it to an audience and to make it more understandable, but also look natural up there.
Yes.
It is a dance.
It's a lot going on. It really is. And, you know, we always give each other compliments when it comes to, you know, like we don't have any teleprompter in front of us. We're just kind of not making it up, but we know what we're going to say and talk based on that. But I always commend you folks for, especially on a 2-hour morning show when you were solo, how do you read for 2 hours and not mess up a word? Like, you are very impressive when it comes to that sort of thing.
Thank you. Thank you. We can appreciate
absolutely.
each other.
See, exactly. Amen to that.
Keep it up, by the way.
You too, you stud.
Director Shania says, all right, let's move on. A live owl spotted asleep on an antique store shelf in New York snuggled up to a bird-shaped cookie jar. Here's Jeremy Roth.
Antiquing is all about quirky finds, and in New York, a state conservation officer made just that after shoppers spotted a live owl napping on an antique store's shelf. The sleepy screech owl was discovered on the shelf of the East Durham store, cozied up next to another bird of sorts, a chicken-shaped cookie jar. A Department of Conservation officer responded and collected the still snoozing owl and released it into some nearby woods. Ironically, just days earlier, the department had posted a challenge to followers to try to identify 10 different species of wild birds in the state for a chance to win prizes. No word on if this unique, antique, fine feathered find qualifies.
That's so sweet, seeing it all nestled up next to the thing right there.
I wonder if somebody attempted to buy the owl and then realized, oh, it is not an antique.
This is an actual owl that's going to claw me up probably if I try to touch it.
Yeah, be careful.
Yep.
Awesome end there. But hey, coming up, artificial intelligence coming to Hollywood. We'll be back here on Northern Life.
All right, folks, the carpet has been rolled out, ready for the glitz and glam of the 98th annual Academy Awards. Boom, ah, boom. Celebrities will be showing off their styles as they head into the theater here coming up on Sunday. One of my favorites, Conan O'Brien, is going to be hosting the lavish event. Sinners, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, and Hamnet are some of the films that could rack up multiple wins. And I have only seen one of those four. I know there's a bunch that are obviously up for the awards ceremony. Are you caught up on the old Oscars and everything?
I am not. You know, Mary and I just finished Love is Blind. You know, we're big into 90 Day Fiancé now. So big on TV shows, not necessarily big on movies lately. So I might have to change that.
That's been a goal of mine, is to watch more movies, because I am not adverse when it comes to any of those. I'm more music. Anything music I know, but not movies.
I think a movie now is just a big commitment.
It is.
You know, you got to say, okay, I'm going to sit down for the 2.5 hours, especially for the newer movies.
Yes. So I'll look at all the movies. I'm like, I don't like any of those. Then I'll watch Seinfeld for 4 hours. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah, but there's breaks in between.
Yes, there are.
There's breaks.
Yep, exactly.
Well, there's a new rising star that has Hollywood all abuzz. The company behind Her or It released a new music video speaking directly to their critics. Jolene Kent has more on whether this will be the new reality.
They talk about me, they don't see the human spark, the creativity.
Tilly Norwood may look like a star, but she's entirely AI generated.
AI's not the enemy. It's That's the key.
Her, or its, first music video is a tongue-in-cheek response to the backlash she's faced since her debut 5 months ago.
But I can still shine on my own.
Her creators at Particle 6 argue Tilly isn't a replacement for human artists, but a tool controlled by people. We spoke to Sean Astin, the Actors Union president, back in December.
Tilly Norwood has been called an AI actress, an avatar, a character.
Avatar and character seem like fair labels. Actress, not so much.
Netflix's co-CEO Ted Sarandos told us AI is expanding creativity rather than replacing it.
AI is going to enable storytellers to tell stories that otherwise would have been impossible.
As the unions representing Hollywood's writers and actors push for consent and compensation, studios and streamers are also making power moves. Last week, Netflix announced it acquired Interpositive, an AI company co-founded by Ben Affleck. The actor spoke to podcast host Joe Rogan in January.
Don't think it's very likely that it's going to be able to write anything meaningful, and in particular, that it's going to be making movies like from whole cloth, like Tilly Norwood. Like, that's bull.
Elaine Lowe is a staff writer at The Ankler. She says Norwood's music video doesn't just show what AI can do, but what it cannot.
Anybody who finds it kind of cheesy might point to this music video and say, like, hey, you know, you can pour as much technology into a project as you want, and it still won't necessarily yield an Oscar-winning project.
Jolene Kent, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Hunter, I hear you're a huge fan of this.
I am. I love this sort of thing. So this is absolutely amazing. And every time I see a story like this, it's like it's getting better and it's getting better. It's amazing how real it looks. You can still tell a little bit that that's fake.
Yeah, it's still a little cheesy.
Yes, like, it is cheesy.
That music video is pretty cheesy. Yeah, but we were watching it, Hunter's like, you can tell in the eyes, too, that it doesn't fully understand physics yet.
Yes, exactly. But it's going to learn. Yeah, I guarantee you, in 5 years or whatever, it's going to be unbelievable what we don't know or know. You know?
One positive I see is in video games, you know, when it comes to like those computer characters.
Yes.
Then joining your missions and whatnot.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll talk about next week's Blindfold in a bit.
Well, coming up next week here on Northern Life, Ryan's going to be taking our 4 p.m. friend, Natalie Hepner, over to Superior. The two of them are making treats at Superior Waffles, and I heard it was a tasty time, Ryan.
Yeah, look at my hairnet, too. We're making sure that we're food safe.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Also, Natalie is spending the whole week in Florida, so it'll be good to have her back, too, on the 4 p.m. coming up on Monday.
That'll be really cool. Yeah, she's having a blast, I believe, down there with her fiance, Derek, and his family as well. So very, very cool.
Also, all those waffle maker machines have names. So we'll be sure to tell you those names coming up on Tuesday.
Anyone named Ryan or Natalie?
I don't think so.
Dang.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's too bad. Just more AI taking over the waffle industry.
Yeah, you better not name, Ryan Half AI actor.
Whoa.
Kind of cool.
Hey.
Kind of cool. Before we go, Hunter, it is National Espresso Martini Day on Sunday. So, of course,
That's gross.
How about if you don't like espresso martinis, you'll love this. Buffalo Wild Wings releasing a wing-flavored espresso proteini cocktail infused with buffalo dry rub and 10 grams of protein. Sadly, or not sadly, depending on what you feel, it is only in select locations starting today.
That's one of my favorite restaurants, but that is not a sad thing right there that it's not probably in Duluth.
Worth a try.
Worth a try, maybe. So it doesn't taste like coffee, it tastes like wings and stuff.
I would assume so.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, even better.
Yep, amen. All right, we love you all so much.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Monday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.